Prison guards, what's the most wholesome thing you've seen while on shift? One day, an 18-year-old guy with Down syndrome was sent to our prison. He was simply strolling through town holding his mother's hand when a group of teenagers decided to harass him. They hurled empty containers and half-consumed burgers at his face. But then they started insulting his mother for not birthing a normal child. She began weeping, which triggered his protective instinct. He darted toward the tormentors and forcefully tackled one to the ground. Then he swung his limbs wildly like a medieval siege weapon, managing to strike two others who began bleeding from their noses. The remaining youth fled and promptly summoned authorities, who had no alternative but to detain him. However, the presiding judge lacked compassion and remained fixated on administering justice. He imposed a hefty penalty along with 3 months incarceration on the young man. Completely disregarding his cognitive condition, the warden alerted us beforehand and instructed vigilance since we anticipated other inmates might exploit his vulnerability. Sure enough, when he finally arrived, every prisoner scrutinized him as if observing an exotic creature as mealtime approached. I prepared myself to subdue multiple aggressors, but to our absolute astonishment, Gonzalez, the most feared individual in our facility, approached the newcomer with Down syndrome and extended an offer to share his provisions. The newcomer, oblivious to Gonzalez's reputation, accepted with an enthusiastic grin spreading across his face gradually. Fellow inmates followed this example and gathered around him. They encouraged him to recount his experience and genuinely laughed at his humorous remarks, as if they were lifelong companions for the subsequent 90 days. An unprecedented tranquility prevailed throughout our correctional facility.